Hello there, fellow human beings. I feel it is my responsibility to let you know that this was originally a school project, and this is an expanded version for YouTube. So if it seems a little more lazily edited, or not quite the same as my normal stuff, that's because it is! Anyways, have fun watching, I guess. Bye. Xenoblade Chronicles is one of my favorite game series of all time. I played every game of the series at least a bit, and have a special connection with each of them. I'm not alone in this sentiment either. Throughout its tumultuous history, Xenoblade Chronicles has fostered a sizable cult following from all walks of life, which has grown throughout the years. Hell, the fanbase is pretty much the only reason that the franchise we know it today even exists, particularly in the West. Fans have connected via this franchise because of its deep, engaging stories, diverse and likable characters, and wonderful memeability.
Excuse me, we ordered room service an hour ago.
Let's start off with a bit of history. Xenoblade Chronicles was revealed at E3 2009 under the title Monado Beginning of the World, and released for the Nintendo Wii on June 10, 2010 in Japan. It made its way to Europe on August 11, 2011, with no plans to release it in North America. For this reason, it wasn't present at E3 2011. They hid Rhyme from us!
Now it's Rhyme time!
However, there was a dedicated group of North American fans that wanted Xenoblade and a couple of other RPGs to release on their home turf, and thus Operation Rainfall was put in motion. The intent of this movement was to inform more people of these amazing games stuck in the East, and ultimately to have them released in the West. The operation involved sending emails, letters, and phone calls to Nintendo of America, organizing online petitions, messaging NOA social media accounts, and pre-ordering the game under the Monado Beginning of the World placeholder listing on Amazon, which made it the #1 most pre-ordered game on the entire website, even beating out the likes of Ocarina of Time 3D. In the months following the campaign, NOA denied that it would release Xenoblade stateside, until a GameStop listing for the game seemed to solidify rumors that it would, which was confirmed by Nintendo officially announcing the game's release in North America. Reggie Fils-Aimé revealed in an interview that NOA was in talks about bringing the game over here as Operation Rainfall was going on. It wasn't the reason that the game came out here, but it did show the demand and viability of the decision. Thus, on April 6, 2012, Xenoblade Chronicles was released in North America to thunderous critical and fan acclaim and commercial success. It was lauded for its deep story and themes, wonderful cast of characters, expressive voice acting, and engaging combat and gameplay. Needless to say, I agree with all that praise. With the success of this game under their belt, Monolith Soft had already started work on their next game, Xenoblade Chronicles X, which was released for the Wii U in 2015. It was a bit of a diversion from Xenoblade 1, focusing more on exploration and combat rather than story, but was still very well received, although the story was criticized for not living up to the series' pedigree. That same year, Xenoblade 1 was ported to the new 3DS and was again critically acclaimed. Sadly, neither of these entries sold particularly well, and it doesn't seem to me like they grew the fanbase that much. This would all change, however, after Xenoblade 2 was released in December 2017 for the Nintendo Switch. It too was critically acclaimed and is loved by fans, like Xenoblade 1, for its amazing story and characters. It quickly became the best-selling Xenoblade game and brought a ton of fans to connect with the series, and story DLC for it was released in 2018. It should also be noted that the somewhat over-the-top character designs of the game sparked controversy, creating a Xenoblade 1 vs Xenoblade 2 war that rages to this very day. We truly live in the endless now. I would say that this controversy actually grew the community, though. In May 2020, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition was released, a remaster of the original Wii game, which was, again, critically acclaimed and sold quite well. This was my entry point to the series, and I absolutely loved it. The latest game in the series to release and the end of this trilogy, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, was released in July of 2022, again to critical and commercial success. It's also the best in the series, fight me! Over this period between 2 and 3 especially, the fanbase has grown, and is, in my opinion, one of the best on the internet. So now back to the actual points I made in my thesis, which was kind of the point of this video.
I'll kill you!
The Xenoblade Chronicles series is probably best known for its rich, detailed stories, as you can probably tell. While these narratives can be easily consumed and discussed separately, they all intertwine and share themes with each other. This frankly brilliant method of storytelling has allowed the community to connect in a host of ways and include anyone, whether they've beaten each game like 10 times, have only just started getting into the series, or even just watched the cutscenes. For me, all of this came to a head while playing Xenoblade 3 last summer. Most of the community was playing at around the same pace, and it was awesome to see people's reactions in real time to major plot events. We all collectively lost our souls to Chapter 5 and attempted not to cry at the ending. It was brilliant. As more of a lurker online, I can confidently say that this community is the most fun one to be around, and even though I barely post, the one I'm most compelled to interact with. And these are just a couple of examples. I can't count the number of incredible theories and character analyses I've read that have given me a different perspective on the events of the games.
Riku, just Riku. Common variety Noppon.
However, the stories told in the Xenoblade series would be nothing without the incredible cast of characters in each game. Seriously, I can't overstate how amazing they are and their importance. Every character in the series, even side characters like Samon and Otharon, are fun and interesting. The fact that I can remember them, while in other games I can barely remember a main character, is a testament to how well done they all are. As for how they connect the community, artwork. The amount of talented artists in and around the community who draw these characters is amazing, as is the art itself. There's also exchanging thoughts on characters' motives, digging into their, character, quoting iconic lines such as,
Now it's rhyme time. Let's show him a thing or three.
or
Yes, Uni's the boss.
is endless fun. The last way I want to point out how people connect via the characters is, yeah, I'll just let this do the talking. If you're a part of the community, you know who this is, truly the best poster child a community could ever ask for.
Ryan,
Ryan, you're
a
a
lifesaver.
lifesaver.
Oh yeah, baby.
I talked in the last section about how we'll quote characters a bunch, and this leads into my final point. Xenoblade is somehow endlessly memeable. Those lines I've been blithering on about have become memes themselves. Here's an example. A couple of days ago, Monolith revealed a move Shulk has in the new Xenoblade 3 DLC, Blossom Dance. Now, for the uninitiated, Blossom Dance is Dunban's special move in Xenoblade 1, and when you use it, he says,
Born in a world of strife. Yeah, against the odds. We choose to fight. Blossom dance.
Now, needless to say, that day Twitter was filled with Xenoblade fans quoting the iconic line. Truly a beautiful sight. Memes themselves, at least to me, always bring people together. The amount I've exchanged with my friends is honestly concerning, so it only makes sense that these would bring the Xenoblade community even closer together, which I'm sure you can tell from that example. From Xenoblade 1 level design to the Takahashi pose, from Chapter 5 to Vanguard YouTube poops,
Champions don't whine. They whine with wine.
I, and I'm sure many others, have laughed their block off at these masterpieces of JPEGs and MP4s. Humor brings people together, and that's true of pretty much anything, including the Xenoblade community.
I like your attitude, kiddo.
Xenoblade almost didn't come out in North America, but I am so glad it did. The trilogy is finally coming to a close with Future redeemed out, and I could not be happier that I was around for at least part of the journey that the fans went through over the past decade. Xenoblade has brought together an amazing community via its surprising stories, colorful cast of characters, and of course, the memes! Was there a point to this video? Kind of. I just wanted to talk about my favorite gaming community, and hey, who knows? Maybe I've inspired someone to check out Xenoblade. I better have. And also maybe join the community. You never know, that kind of stuff, it just happens. My voice is cracking because I'm going so high. Anyways, Xenoblade good, like, wow. It's incredible. I love it. Oh, yeah, Xenoblade X fans, I'm sorry. I know I didn't talk about your game that much. It's still really good though. Like, how did it get its run on the Wii U? It's so weird. Like, and like when you talk about Xenoblade, and it's like, wow, Xenoblade's the best, and it's like out there with Zelda and Metroid, and Xenoblade 3. I mean, once Tears of the Kingdom is out, it might just, like, surpass Breath of the Wild for me. I was considering that for a moment. Like, I actually considered, is Xenoblade 3 better than Breath of the Wild? Tears of the Kingdom might make Breath of the Wild more obsolete, and then Xenoblade 3 will be better, and it's the best, and it's so good, and it's so me over. Ha 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 ha. Just like the video.